Ba-do, ba-da-ba-dee-doo, da-da-da-da-ba-ba-da-ba-ree. Good morning. Good morning, my loves. I'm feeling ease in my bones at this moment in time. When it's not quite the right mo, you can't really take off, And so that's what I was like, all right, screw it. I'm just going to sit down and do it, which then had me doing like 4 start and stops before because I was waiting for the cleaning lady to arrive. I was also holding a little bit of stress about losing my neighbor who's away, her key, and I'm watering her plants. And then I was talking to Paula now. She's arrived, everything's settled, and I was like, if you find a key in this apartment, I'll be very happy and grateful. Anyway, she has an extra key and she's going to make copies, and it's a brill sitch. We need other people to solve and find solution. Sometimes this is it. So when we try and do everything on our own and go against the grain of our self and natural flow, then things don't work out and we wonder why, right? Not saying that everything needs to feel easy, effortless, and whatever, but there are certain things that we know and information in our body that tells us that there's, we're uptight, we're feeling a certain way. And then there are certain elements that need to come in, and sometimes that's external. And we need to wait, and that's that timing thing. It's that timing thing, right? And we get our little panties in such a knot sometimes about feeling like we have this this massive control over when things appear, when they click into place, or when we find that puzzle piece that was missing. And it's like we're so hypertension on that thing, then nothing's really gonna just move. And so now it's moving, and now I'm here, and now I'm feeling in flow and super stoked to share. Whereas before I was, let's be honest, forcing the brill. So I'm in a new little romper roops. Got a little situation happening here. Feeling good. My little chapeau. Yeah, I would say those are my staple. That's my staple look, is like hat, accessory of some sort, and something comfy, cozy that hugs on the up top, and then basically balloons out in the pantaloons area. I just love it. I just think it's the best, and it works for me, and I love it. So that's that. So yesterday, Monday, great, I started a summer camp with Simone Grace Soul, who is a major expander and a leader in marketing and doing something phenomenal, creating a movement and really making an impact in the online space through social media with coaches and artists and creatives. And, it's really amazing to have opportunities to pull up, and be in those types of spaces that are unfamiliar to me. Like I've always considered myself kind of a social butterfly, very independent, and, not in one, not that the coaching industry is boxed in, but like not one category over another. I like to kind of flutter and lulu, just make genuine connections with whomever, however. And so, yeah, to be in like a coaching space is unique, and to see how people are connecting and supporting one another and like the types of conversations that they're bringing up. And it's so cool to see people being so radically honest and vulnerable as leaders, like that's so inspiring. It's so cool to, be in those rooms. And so with the summer camp program, it's a 2-week course, and she has absolutely over delivered. It's an amazing experience so far, one day in, and there are 5 camp activities to choose from, and we get to keep that forever so we can move through them. But she does recommend that we go at one at a time to just really hone it in. And the one that I've chosen is the 10 play dates. So this is full transparency, and I I think that's like so much a part of my MO is to share like, what led me to that and why I'm expressing it and then how it's turned out and what it is in tangible form. And so I did choose the 10 dates, and what I've created around that is the Cringe Clinic, which I'm ecstatic about. And I feel like I feel a bit cringy about it as well, because it's definitely not something that you'd be like, hey, who wants to sign up to be cringy? No one. No one. Like, that's something that we tend to avoid, which is also the secret sauce that's necessary in all things creative, in all things entrepreneurship, and all things business growth, right? And so that's something that I've seen like highlighted, amplified, like every single time. That's the thing that's involved in like major breakthroughs and going beyond what you've previously tried out or experienced, or done. The things that we avoid the most that make us feel super uncomfortable are the exact answers that we're seeking to put into action that are going to make a difference in the way that we move, the way that we show up, the way that we share, the way that we make sales, the way that we like conduct our lives. You know what I mean? And the cringe is like this activated living thing inside of us. We feel it, right? Cringe is a physical response that makes us, because there's all these narratives around why we're not doing something or why it feels a little bit scary or why maybe we've had an experience with it and seen it done in a super sleazy way by someone else. And therefore we've just like cut ourselves off from possibly trying that because we would just like never want to even dare like the risk of showing up or appearing like that to people, our people that we want to serve and that we want to work with and connect with and be in collaboration with. So yeah, the cringe is a super activated quality, and it's necessary when, moving forward in your business. It's like everything that you're sweeping under the rug, the thing that like takes up like energetic and thought space in your mind, it's not it. There's a difference. And I'm going to try and be as clear about this as possible, is that there's a difference between something that that you've seen before, is that like that's not like that doesn't feel authentic to you, that doesn't feel, that wouldn't translate well with who you are genuinely, right? So there's that, and that's actually not active. It's just like a hard boundary. It's like, I'm not going to do that. That goes against who I am, to show up and to do that. I don't want to. I'm not going to. It's not for me. End of story. That's not what's taking up active space in your mind and in your body when you're thinking about the ways that you would like to grow, and you're wondering, what can you try? What can you do? How can you, how can you put like a really funky spin on it and make it your own? That's the area. That's the complexity of cringe, right? So it's like the things that you feel like an inkling to explore, the things that you are enticed by but not sure of, and you feel like it's a little bit bolder. It's definitely outside of your comfort zone. It's not something that, that you've tried on before. I'm going to use myself as a case study because that's the most like obvious way that I can, get the message across. So on one of the full moons early in the year, I made a vow and I said, I want to experience more vulnerability hangovers, bit weird, right? So, but I was like, I'm not pushing myself. I know that I'm not I'm not fulfilled because I myself am not rising to the center stage of my life and to my business. And there's a lot of things that I have yet to try, experience, and express that I believe hold the clues for, forward motion, for more abundance, for more connection, more visibility, more community, more growth, you know? And so I was like, and then the ideas started to come in. The moon listened to me. And the ideas started pouring in. And it was like, you know, how about how you've always wanted to talk about taboos? You know, why aren't you, like, if what you know is your genius, which is communication, then why aren't you spending a portion of the day committed to that, you know, creative expression? And I'm like, oh, I don't know. I just don't know if I feel it, or I've done it before and I then ended up getting burnt out. And it was like, well, why? And why not again? Why not put another effort, like give it another round, right? We're always cycling through these patterns. So like, stand up again, get up again. So yeah, so there was things that I started doing that I hadn't done before. Things like inviting people directly to events that I was hosting in the DMs, definitely cringy. Things like, you know, sharing more of what makes me feel vulnerable, not like when I'm at a microphone and I'm talking, this isn't cringy for me. I'll just be, you know, like this doesn't make me feel cringy. So it's like, what am I not doing? And a lot of those things. So if I were to be going to clinic, to Cringe Clinic, I would say the things that make me cringe are talking about my offers and like telling people about the way that I work with clients. I will automatically notice a tone shift, a vibrational shift. My body changes its position. I don't feel as strong in that area. So if I were to sign up for Cringe Clinic, those would be the things that I would be bringing forward to the session. And the session is actually a virtual playground of unlimited text and audio within a 4-hour container of, you know, communication, accountability, idea sharing, you know, bouncing back and forth, getting to those like profound breakthrough moments in a really rapid fire, really like on the spot kind of way, making up game plans in the moment, taking action and executing on the things that we've been holding ourselves back from because they've come into light and we're not hiding from them anymore. So we're embracing the fact that cringe is necessary. Cringe is a key piece in growing ourselves and like, you know, fully learning how to express and embrace all of who we are and serving and showing up for more people more consistently, more authentically. And that's what we would be shifting, right? So I can't tell you, I have no idea the things that make you cringe because the chances are you've kept that behind the screen. Chances are you're not doing the things that make you cringe and only you know what they are. So what I'm asking of you and of the 10 folks who come into the space, because I've never tried this before and I'm really wanting to hone in on the genius and on that transformation point, you know, is from bringing the cringe to the clinic and on the other side of it, finding clarity, confidence, and creativity. That's the point. That's it, you know? So it's like you've got to be willing and radically honest with yourself as to what you're not currently taking inspired action on and the things that you have inklings about that might really push that needle forward in your business that you're not doing and that you maybe need like a kick, a swift little booty bump to get it all going. And that's what I'm offering. That's what I'm sharing. And with having it available for 10 people, and this is, again, as a part of the summer camp, you know, I'm doing it at a basically almost free price. Because I want to gather experience and information so that I can hone in on what it is, you know, how we're jumping the fence, you know, how we're making moves, how we're doing it, and what is most common with people. So it's like a hyper-focused opportunity to like explode that learning. Yeah. Uh-huh. Okay. So that's about it from me for today. So that's what I'm going to be working on and sharing and cringing my way through it. I have 7 spots left, and here's here's a part of the cringe that both parties should be equally putting cringe skin in the game. I really believe in that to get like a true match is that like the person that you work with should also be cringing and also be making those moves themselves. And like, if you care about the transparency and like what's actually happening, then, then that's how I do it. So, by me talking more about this offer and talking about the value, that's something that's not as much of a strong point. So I'm actively working through that and showing up and showcasing basically what that looks like so that, you can go too. You know that it's safe for you to move through it and that cringe is a part of the program. That's it. So if you're interested in that, I'm going to leave the link here in the YouTube. Get me on the old social, just send me a message and I'll save you a spot. We'll just make that happen right away. I love you so much. Thanks for being here with me, and let's keep on cringing. All right.